This YCN segment is brought to you by Echo Communications, a digitally integrated commercial printer.
Welcome back, YCN Sports Talk. Jeremy Stout, Andrew Zerhide. We move over to the Celtics and talking about a team that has not really come out of the gate as we expected. We really thought they would be leading the Eastern Conference and this juggernaut of a team with Hayward back, Irving back, but struggling, losing to the Trailblazers on Sunday, finishing that road trip 1-4. They play the Chicago Bulls tonight, back home. Last week we talked about it. We said it's not a huge concern. Is it slowly getting there? Not because so much the losses, but because the way this team's playing. I mean, Hayward has not played well. The defense is okay. The offense hasn't hit any shots. Just the way it's happened.
Right, yeah, I think one thing that's definitely different about this team, Kyrie and Hayward, they're back, they're playing, and guys like Brown and Rozier and even Smart, they're not getting as much playing time, and so, I don't know, the team is just, they're kind of trying to still gel together because those starters didn't, those two guys, especially Hayward and Kyrie Irving, they didn't play really at all together last year. So, a lot of these younger guys, they're still trying to find their roles, and Horford's been very much average Al once again. So this team, I think they're going to eventually hit their stride. They're going to go on a long run for at least a month, something like that. But right now, yeah, it's been a struggle. I said last week they're shooting a ton of three-pointers. Maybe they need to, solidify their defense some more and maybe try to go to the rim, stop putting up threes. And I was saying Aaron Baines, he was shooting a lot, and a lot of these guys, I think they just need to work on some fundamentals. I don't really know exactly what the problem is. Shoot less threes. But yeah, it's a different looking team this year. It just doesn't feel as easy. And it feels like there's more star power this year, too.
Well, right, and that's the thing. It's not as if this team is worse off than they were last year. They're clearly better when it comes to on paper. But you mentioned a good point. That chemistry and that gel, they're not really gelling. And you want to say, well, Hayward and Irving, they come back and this team's going to be perfect. They're going to be great. But it does take a while, and especially with Gordon Hayward, the fact that he missed basketball activities for basically a whole year almost. I mean, not quite a full year, but almost. And Irving moving back into it. So you'd think that they would be up to par, at least with some of the teams in the Eastern Conference, but they've really struggled so far. And I think if it gets to Christmas in another month or so, and they're still right around 500, then maybe you worry, because then at that point you've played, 2 months of the season, and if you're still fighting around 500, then it becomes a problem. But right now, they're just trying to figure things out. And it doesn't help the look that the Raptors are so hot to start, and obviously you got the Milwaukee Bucks in there. So you've got some good teams. And now the 76ers, another challenger, making a big trade for Jimmy Butler. How much does that help them? Does that kind of catapult them maybe above the Celtics?
Yeah, I think it puts them right there. I mean, we saw the Celtics beat the 76ers early on this season, but of course that was without Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler, an all-star player. He's definitely going to help that team win. Right now, yeah, it's definitely Raptors, Bucks, and 76ers in my mind. Celtics, I don't even know if they break the top four right now. I think they're fifth in the East.
Yep, behind Indiana, too.
Right. I mean, 7-6, that is not good. We really counted out the Raptors early on. We said they were going to be good, but really with Kawhi Leonard and Lowry, those guys have really performed well. And yeah, like you said, Jimmy Butler, I mean, the East has gotten a lot stronger than we believe. The Celtics, their road to the finals, it's got a lot longer, definitely.
Right, and I thought that it would be Philadelphia and Boston right there at the top. I knew Toronto, I agree with you, they weren't going to be at the top, so they've kind of surprised. But now with the 76ers getting Jimmy Butler, and you wonder if there's going to be more moves to be made, they kind of catapult. So you're right, instead of it being Celtics, 76ers, Raptors, maybe Pacers somewhere in there, maybe the Bucks, now it looks like maybe the Raptors are the favorite. Who do you put as the favorite? I know, like I said, we're only a month in, 13 games, but are the Raptors now the favorite in the East?
I think right now it's probably Raptors and 76ers. I mean, we'll see what Jimmy Butler does. Right. And, of course, with Giannis Antetokounmpo with the Bucks, those three guys, I think right now it's the Raptors. They're my favorite. I think the Celtics, they will turn their season around and they'll get up there, but we're going to see how they're going to fare against these top teams because they're playing so well right now.
Right, and as I talked about yesterday on Brett Franklin's radio show, these games count all the same. It's just because they're in November and December and October doesn't mean that they don't count. Oh, you can just turn it on later in the season. So these games matter. I'd say give it another month, and if they're still flirting with that 500 mark, then we got some trouble and we have to kind of figure out something. But I have confidence that Brad Stevens will turn things around. So we'll see what happens in the next month. We'll take our final break when we come back. Talk some Red Sox. They're parades and all the excitement is kind of wound down. Spring training is still obviously a ways away, but now we hit the free agency part. So we'll see, obviously, what they're going to do. They've got some big key free agents, some injuries.
Yep.
So we'll talk about that when we come back, plus our Salt Hill Pub picks of the week. You're watching YCN Sports Talk.